When Hamas operatives attacked Israel, the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was prompt in his condemnation. Trudeau told the world it should, quote-unquote, stand united against acts of terror. And tonight, we are daring Justin Trudeau to practice what he preaches. Stand against terror, Mr. Trudeau, and arrest Gurpatwant Singh Pannun. Can you do that? Pick up the phone and give that arrest order? Pannun is a Khalistani terrorist. He has threatened Indians, also millions of others who fly India's flag carrier Air India every year, which, by the way, also includes thousands of Canadians. Pannun has threatened to blow up an Air India plane. You heard that right. In a video released over the weekend, Pannun said, and I'm quoting, "We are asking the Sikh people not to fly via Air India. After November 19, there will be a global blockade. Sikh people don't travel by Air India. After November 19, your life can be in danger." Now, this is not the first time Khalistani terrorists are targeting Air India. Let me just take you back to the year 1985. Air India flight 182 had taken off from Montreal. It was on its way to London. And from there, it would go to Delhi, followed by Bombay. The plane never reached its destination. Khalistani terrorists planted a bomb on the flight. It exploded when the plane was mid-air, somewhere over the Atlantic. There were 329 people on board. 268 were Canadian citizens. All of them died. The bombing of the Air India Flight 182 is the worst terrorist attack in the history of Canada. Justin Trudeau's father, Pierre Trudeau, was Canada's Prime Minister back then. He was accused of not doing enough to prevent that tragedy. The mastermind of the bombing was a Khalistani terrorist, Talvinder Singh Parmar. One of the accused in this case was a man named Ripudamman Singh Malik. Canada acquitted him for lack of evidence. Malik was one of Pannun's closest aides. And Gurpatwant Singh Pannun is trying to repeat history. Does Justin Trudeau have what it takes to crack down on this? For once, can Trudeau let the vote bank politics be? Arrest Pannun, interrogate him, jail him? Trudeau has everything he needs to act. There is evidence, also a solid case. Pannun was born in Amritsar, India. He left the country to stir anti-India sentiments abroad, and today Pannun leads a group called Sikhs for Justice. There is nothing right or just about this group. It is backed by Pakistan and the ISI. India has banned Sikhs for Justice. It is now on the lookout for Pannun. In the year 2023 alone, Pannun has threatened Hindus in Canada. He has released videos threatening to target Indian missions in Canada. Pannun also issued a threat to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And what has Trudeau done about this terror emanating from his backyard? In one word, nothing. Mr. Trudeau has indulged in selective condemnation of terror. He condemns all terrorism except terrorists who have found a safe haven in Canada, the likes of Pannun. In the year 2020, India declared Pannun a proclaimed terrorist. He currently faces over 20 criminal cases in India. A court in India issued non-bailable warrants against him. But this terrorist continues to roam about freely in Trudeau's Canada. He had, although, gone into hiding for a bit earlier this year after 2 Khalistani terrorists were killed in Canada within a short span of time. Clearly, Pannun has resurfaced now. All eyes are on the 19th of November and Justin Trudeau. Will Trudeau do what he preaches? When he came down to India for the G20 summit, the Canadian Prime Minister said, quote unquote, "We are always there to prevent violence and push back against hatred." On the 10th of October, Trudeau tweeted, "Glorification of violence is never acceptable in Canada by any group or in any situation." Let me just read that again. Glorification of violence is never acceptable in Canada by any group or in any situation. This is Trudeau's chance to actually walk the talk. Prove to us and the world that he does not speak with a double tongue, that he is more than just hot air. This is Trudeau's chance to not repeat mistakes made during his father's term. Like I was telling you, back in 1984, Canadian authorities were criticized for not doing enough to prevent the attack on the Air India plane. In the year 2006, a public inquiry set up by a Canadian Supreme Court judge concluded that a cascading series of errors led to the largest mass murder in Canadian history. Canada was warned months before the bombing. Weeks before the attack, Canada's secret services followed Khalistani terrorists to some woods on Vancouver Islands. He heard a loud explosion. Canada did nothing, and 329 people lost their lives. Justin Trudeau's inaction risks repeating history. So, Mr. Trudeau, what is your plan of action? Friendly democracies do not protect terrorists. Friendly democracies do not endanger the lives of innocent people. The world is watching. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.